Okay everyone, it's Mike with This Old Hot Rod, and what I'm working on today is the exhaust for the 27T project, the 27 Roadster. This is my Trog Race car and also my race car for Pine Tree Jamboree, which will be in August of this year, 19th through the 21st, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. That event is held in Winterport, Maine at Winterport Dragway. So if you're interested in going and you weren't able to attend last year's event, it's a flathead only drag racing event. It's an 1/8 mile paved airstrip. It's an old decommissioned airstrip up in Winterport, Maine that the town now owns, and there's a group of volunteers that puts on events there during the good months. I want to say all year long, but during the summer months or the warmer weather months, there is an 1/8 mile drag strip. It's a pretty cool facility. So if you haven't had a chance to, go back in a couple of my videos back in August of 2021, and you're able to find, I think there's about a dozen videos, a lot of short clips, a lot of wrap-up videos, but there's two videos, part 1 and part 2 of the actual event itself, and it's some pretty good videos, I think. A lot of cool cars showed up this year, and we're hoping for a bigger turnout coming in 2022. So in any event, that's what the car, that's why I'm building the car, on top of having just a cool hot rod to drive around town for Allie and I. So again, what I'm working on is the exhaust. These are the elbows that I cut off of the lake pipes that I purchased from a gentleman a few years ago. They've been hanging up on a wall behind me. And what I did was I set my portaband, my bandsaw up in my vise. I have a small little twisty tie wire that I tied around the trigger. So when I plug it in, like this, it turns on. And what I'm going to be using that for is to cut all my bends so I can tie my exhaust into the headers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the passenger side first. The passenger side's actually going to be a little trickier because of the way that the header comes off the motor. It comes down and it actually goes through the X member. This chassis has a 35 X member in it, and it goes through the X member and kind of follows real tight along the inside of the C of the frame rail, so it kind of comes down like that. And it's going to be a little tricky, so I'm going to start with this one. I probably should start with the driver's side, but I had it in my brain I'm going to start with the passenger side, so that's what I'm going to do. And unfortunately, I'm probably not going to really be able to film too much under the car, so I'll step you through the process while I'm cutting each piece of tubing. I'm going to get it to a point where it slides on and off the header. I'll make some cuts. It's actually this piece here. I'll make some cuts where my clamp is going to go. Just going to clamp it onto it like a pinch clamp. You can see the exhaust is hanging on a bracket that I already have welded onto the car. So it's going to be more or less like this. So I've got it kind of just hanging out of the way for the time being. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get a mark with my Sharpie about where I start. So basically, like I said, this thing's kind of, let's just say this is the frame rail here on the table. I'll show you. So let's say the edge of my table is the frame rail. The header follows the frame rail pretty close. So what I need to do is I need to cut it somewhere in this region here, and then basically clock this pipe, have it rotate down, and then 90, and then like I said, then it'll go back. I have a few other different size couplings that I'll have to run from this tube into the 2-inch. So I have 1 3/4 to 2-inch. I need to add a disclaimer. I've never done this before, just like a lot of things I haven't done. So I need to add a disclaimer. It's something I've always wanted to do, so I'm going to do it. Let's get to work. So I'm going to clean this off. I'm going to jump under the car, grab my marker, figure out exactly where I need to cut this, and then just run it through my bandsaw. Don't know if you guys are familiar with this product or not, but this product is called Trulers. I don't know if you've ever seen them or not. They're magnetic rulers. This is a really, really useful tool to have in the garage if you're working on anything, to be honest with you, especially these old cars. You watched Zach down at Wired Customs in Waverly, Virginia, He used these when he recently chopped that 34 5-window coupe. I've had these for a while. I don't always use them. Truthfully, I forget I have them a lot of times, which is a shame because they're a huge time saver. And what's nice is not only are they magnetic, but they're flexible, and you can wrap them right around things. I'm going to use that as a guide for my cut. Like that. So let's get this first cut underway, and then we'll continue. We'll keep on cutting stuff till we can weld stuff. Grab a file so I can file those down. Alright, I'm going to set this piece on the car and see how it fits. And like I said, what I'll have to do is, one of the first things I'm going to have to do is this is going to be running down the frame rail, and I'm going to have to clock this first piece down and then get it to wrap under and go out the pipe. Again, I never done this stuff, so I'm going to be learning as I go. I almost wish I had cleaned up the header a little bit before I started doing this. It's kind of it's a tight fit, which is good. But I'm going to make my slices now on the end of this. Try to open it up a little bit to make it easier to remove, because I don't want to be forcing it and breaking the tack welds as I'm putting it on and taking it off each time. So I'm going to make that cut and try to open up the diameter of this. And again, I'm just going to use my porter band. Just want to spread this out just a little bit. Probably going to end up having to run back to AutoZone for a few more of these. I'll probably use both of these on this one side to get the one side done. These are the only ones that the AutoZone close to me had, so I'm probably going to have to travel a little bit to find a couple more. Hopefully I can. Let's get to work. Unless I use this. I can always use this. If I need to, I can use this. Maybe I will. We'll find out. See if I can get this to slide on here a little easier. This is just sitting here, so I gotta be careful. I need to find something to hold it up with. Much better. Alright. Now. Still kind of a pain in the butt. Alright. I need to fire up the welder so I can get things tack welded. Perfect. Fire up the old girl. So these will piece together. Let me see, it's gonna be like this, something like that. Not exactly sure where I need to start and stop my sweep, but what I'll have to do is I need to retain this end here. I'll probably end up cutting out some type of a section. This is going to go here, and that. So as I was saying, these are the rest of the pieces, hopefully, that I'll need to get everything where I need it to be. So let's put this back on the car, go make some more measurements, make some more cuts. I'm gonna get this cleaned up and get these welded. Alright guys, well I got this piece here mounted. Coming up the header, sweeps, turns in, turns down, and starts to sweep this way. What I need to do is I need to remove this piece now. I'm going to cut it here. I'm not going to remove this section yet, but I feel like it's going to be somewhere in that vicinity, so I'll remove this here, put it back on the car, figure out exactly what I need out of this piece, and then I'll get this piece cut off. So for now, I'm going to cut this. I'm going to give this a quick cut on the portaband and then keep moving forwards. Slow process. Kind of funny. You'd think they'd be perfectly round circles, but they're not. Really hadn't thought of that. We'll have to make up for that when it comes time to welding it. It comes time to weld it together. Maybe not. So I'm gonna basically guess. I hate having tools everywhere. It drives me mental. Make my marks and get it welded. If this cut is close to where I need it. All right, I got my marks, I think. Here we go. What I want to do though is kind of tap on these once I get it welded and try to get the shapes to match because they're bent at different angles. The actual profile of the metal, can you see that? You see the profile? So it's lined up on this side, but look at the gap. See that gap underneath? So pretty good sized gap. Grab a hammer and kind of see if I can work this shape a little bit. Much better. Alright, that's it. So far, obviously I have some welding to do. Attempting to get it on the car is the goal. I'll finish weld it at a later date. That's going to go in there. And this is going to go in here. Roughly right there. Yeah. Grab a socket and I'll pull that side pipe off. Get that cut down on the portaband. We'll be in business. All right, let's go see how she fits. There we go. I want it to sit neutral and not be up against anything. I think that's pretty good right there. There you go. I want the outlet parallel with the ground. I don't know, what do you think? Is that too low? I think that might be too low. I think I want to raise it up some. I'll probably go up one bolt. I got the hanger here that I can shorten if need be, and I think I want it kind of following the frame a little closer. Like that. I'm going to grab a wrench and pull that hanger off, and then I'm going to shorten that up a bit. I shortened it one hole. Let's see if I like that. If not, I'm going to shorten it one more. It's going to be all I'm going to get right there. That's not bad. I like it. All right, I'm gonna cinch everything up and then I'm gonna get things welded. Yeah! I like it! What do you think? Howdy, y'all! I'm back from AutoZone. I had to run to AutoZone to pick up some more bends. I used the 2 bends that I bought to do the exhaust. On the passenger side, now I'm back to do the driver's side. Driver's side should be a whole heck of a lot easier. See if I can bring you guys in there and show you what I'm talking about. And that's where I need to connect it. So this side should be a lot easier. So I have this one bend, it was the only one they had, but I do have one small section of bend right in the center from the last one, so that ought to help if I need it. I don't think I'm gonna. And then they only had a coupler, so what I'm gonna have to do is this coupler is gonna go here, then this, and then this will go onto the exhaust like that. Alright, so I've made a few cuts so far. So what I ended up doing was I ended up cutting the flange off of that 90 and basically made it a coupler. The reason why I did that is because it was short and I needed something short coming off the end of the header because there wasn't a lot of room between the header and the side of the frame rail. I'm going to make a few marks with my Sharpie, get these things, get the surfaces, kind of try to fix some of the roundness that you lose when it's bent. They're more kind of oblong. So I'm going to get those adjusted, get these things pieced in where they need to be, get them tacked in place, and this one should be done. But I feel like I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so first thing I need to do is get the first piece installed. I'm about ready to start tacking these together. So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up putting them together like this, and I'll end up having to shorten this end just a little bit, and then my 1 3/4 to 2 inch coupler is gonna go there. This is gonna go on, then this will go on. It'll just make the joint stronger instead of butt welding it here. I don't want the exhaust pipe that's running down the side of the car, I don't want the side pipe to be moving like that. Let's go see how it fits. So far, so good. Gonna put the coupling and the adapter on there now. And the reason why I'm doing that is to make sure I mark the side pipe the correct length before I cut it. Move this wire here. I don't know how the heck I got this on there. Alright. Let me pull this exhaust off. I'm going to run over the bandsaw real quick, cut this down, and get it mounted back on the car. And then get these other pieces tack welded in place. That's it. Alright, get the welder over here, get these last few pieces tacked in place, and then we'll be in business. Now what I want to do is look at the car from the front and cross my fingers. Driver's side exhaust. This was a lot quicker. I mean, this probably only took me 30 minutes. It's obviously just tacked in place for now, but I'm happy with the way it looks. I want to make sure it's even with the passenger side. Actually, you know what? I didn't shorten this. And I shortened the passenger side, so I have 3 holes. Yeah. I actually think this side's a little higher. I actually need to cut this down and put this bolt here. So I'm hoping I have enough flexibility with this that I'm going to be able to do that. So let's see if I do. Hopefully I do. Plenty of movement. Alright, so at the end here I got about the thickness of my hand. So I'm going to go check on this. I actually like it a little more tucked in, so I'm going to try to tuck this side in a little bit. So this flange here, if you can see it, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. So this flange here is about pointing to the inside edge of the tread. See how it's pointing kind of straight to the edge, the edge of the inside of the tread. Now this side's in a little bit further, so I can actually pull it out. Alright guys, that's it for the driver's side exhaust until I pull everything apart and finish weld it. But I'm really happy the way these side pipes look. I had always planned on running the exhaust out the back of the car, and I think truthfully it would have looked really nice, but I'm really digging the side pipe look. I think it fits the era of the car, and I'm happy with it. Alright, next on the list. Alright everyone, well, that's it. That's a wrap for the exhaust on the 27T. I'm really happy the way it looks. I like the look of it. I like the old chrome. You guys all know this car has gone way, way beyond where I originally had thought I was going to take it. I'm okay with it because it makes my brain happy. I've said it 100 times. The more I look at the car, the more time I spend on any project, the further I go, because I start thinking of different things, and oh, I have this part on the shelf, or I have this part out in the container, or oh, I have this material, I could make this out of it. The next additions are going to be the headlight bar. And after the headlight bar, I'm hoping to have my windshield back a thinner spreader bar for the front instead of the thicker one that I have. Still have to find a handle for the deck lid. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet, so I got to work on that. I ordered a speedometer for the dash because I originally had said that the tack that I was putting in there was just temporary. I figured I'd probably end up running a speedometer. I think that's more realistic to run a speedometer in this car versus a tack. The reason being is it's a flathead and you can only wind these things up so far. I don't think a tack is really in order on the car. I think a speedometer would be better suited or more suitable for the car. I have an old chrome oil reservoir I'm going to mount on the car. I have I got the old voltage regulator NOS that I found. That's going to go on the car. And geez, I get an old chrome generator cover. That'll go on the car. It's shaping up to be pretty neat. So, as always, thanks for following along. I really appreciate everybody's support. Thanks everybody who has subscribed. Thanks everybody who has been a supporter of me through the channel, through my sponsors that have purchased items. I mean, I think I'm nearing 30 headlamps at this point from the viewers of the channel. So, I can't thank everybody enough. The people that have taken time, gone out of their way, and spent their hard-earned money on products. You end up getting something, and on top of it, it supports me and the channel, and it helps myself build the relationship with this company, and then hopefully in the future, additional companies who come along and decide they want to partner up with me and support the channel. So I'm going to get ready to build a hood top for the car. The list keeps getting longer, but overall it keeps getting shorter. So having fun, doing what I love to do, spending time working on my passion. It doesn't get much better than this. So thanks everyone for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. After you do that, click on that notification bell right next to the subscribe button. And what that notification bell does is it lets you know each time I put up a video. You get a notification or email or a notification on your phone or tablet. And then you get to watch another video. Thanks everyone. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.